Welcome to Driving Home.
Hello.
We're actually driving, not home
Away
again.
from home.
Yeah, away from home, but maybe later we'll be driving home. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
So this one is about something that is cropping up an awful lot at the moment in the comment section because we're doing a lot more Chinese cars in
There's
terms
a lot
of
more on the road.
Chinese brands. I will say
Yeah.
that around the charts because a lot of cars are made in China,
But
like Polestar.
Polestar, the new Mini.
New Mini, for example, at least until they move it over to the UK. I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
But basically, forget the manufacturing. We're on about Chinese brands now. So you've got your JQs and the Armadas and the Changans and the stuff that's coming over to try and
compete with the European market.
They're basically making inroads like BYD. For example. Their sales have rocketed. I mean, rocketed from nothing. Well, MG. They're the OG.
They're the original, aren't they?
Yeah.
Original British named Chinese manufacturer.
Absolutely. But they do seem to hit a really good price. But for me, MG's the best Chinese brand in terms of what market they've aimed for.
And they haven't sort of.
Well, look at the prices.
You can't go wrong, can you, with an MG?
Right at the bottom end.
I think the thing with MG is they know their market.
Yes.
They're not trying to pretend to be a luxury arm, or they're not trying to be. They are going for that budget end, aren't they? And your expectation is there.
Well, I don't know which will have gone out first, but the MG S5 is arriving today.
Oh, wow.
And we've just obviously, in a key swap with the MG IM6.
Which isn't an MG.
It's not. It's a premium, it's a sub-brand.
It's like Audi, Volkswagen or Skoda, isn't it?
So as I understand it, IM are a different brand in
Same
China,
group.
owned by SAIC, which own most things. Do they own MG as well, I think? But ultimately, they're trying to be more premium. I get the feeling like your JQs and that are also going for the big luxury, not luxury market, but more premium.
Well, I think the thing is with the JQ, they do I can't remember the name, but the 4x4 looking one that looks a little bit like a Range Rover. Is they're going for that school-run mum sort of look, aren't they? A big 4x4 looking car.
Whereas MG, it's a 20 grand family car.
Well, do you know what? I think for me, when MG brought out the MG5 Estate, and even though it wasn't the prettiest thing in the world when it first arrived, I was like, oh, thank God, someone's done a normal car.
And
the 4 as well when that came out.
Yeah, what? The ZS even.
Yeah, well, yeah.
For the price it was sold at.
Yeah.
And still, the MG S5 is that direct replacement for it.
I think you need that. The difficulty I think a lot of brands have coming from China is when they pitch themselves at a higher price than a well-known alternative.
The assumption is it's a cheap brand because it's Chinese. Whether it's fair or not, it is an assumption, isn't it?
You wouldn't pay more for Aldi beans than you would Heinz, even if they were better.
Even if they were genuinely
better,
more to produce and better in every way. You wouldn't know. There is. Should we start driving?
Let's start driving. Yep.
Home, but not home. But there is a definite. When you go into we'll call it premium market, you pay for the badging part.
Well, you do, yeah. You definitely do, and I guess the thing is, it's not just cars, is it? It's clothing.
Yes.
There's no way you're buying designer clothing at 20 times the cost of something from George.
We'll
have to turn her on. Yeah.
Apologies, guys.
Here we go.
Mute. She's muted.
There we go. So yeah, you wouldn't get designer clothing, would you? It's 20 times more expensive than from George, and expect it to be 20 times better.
No.
You're paying for the badge, aren't you?
And I think sometimes what's not sometimes. What's happening at the moment for me with the Chinese, we'll call it the Chinese premium market, is that they're undercutting the premium market, the BMWs and so forth.
Yeah.
But, as we kind of mentioned with the IM6, can you have budget premium?
It doesn't work, does it?
No, because part of it is it cost me money.
Yeah.
Essentially, isn't it? How much did you spend on that top from, Boss? Oh, that was 120 quid, that. Instantly, people will think, oh, it must be good then.
Yeah.
It's not, and you do get a better quality with things like that, don't you?
You do, yes.
See that.
Generally, you do.
Generally, anyway.
Generally, yeah.
But ultimately, I don't think it works, does it? The premium budget doesn't make sense because it's not.
It's a contradiction.
It is literally that. And
you're paying for something luxurious, but by definition, something that's luxurious isn't usually cheap, is it? It's a luxury
not
item.
Brand new.
No.
But that's the thing, and because the Chinese brand, let's pretend it's the Chinese thing doesn't exist. It's just a new brand to the market. Whoever it is, if it's new,
they're not gonna.
Then it's a tough one, isn't it? Unless it's £250,000 upwards. it's not going to get
unless
any reputation and
I
for a
think
while.
the only way it works if it's a new brand and it's very expensive. If it's a hypercar,
Yeah, or it's really limited
it's
numbers.
It's outrageous.
And
And then
expense and everything.
and then you can sort of justify it, can't you? It's like when Koenigsegg first came to the market and nobody had heard of them, but then you looked at their engineering.
Yeah, and the way they did
And
the
it was,
carbon.
exactly, and it's. I think it's that, isn't it? But with a mass market budget luxury car, you don't have that, do you? It's like I say, it's a complete contradiction.
And to be fair, it's not just the badge. I think we summed it up perfectly in the IM6. On the surface, everything looked pretty premium-esque.
Yeah.
Underneath,
I think I had a good analogy for this. It's like a luxury hotel in Birmingham. Before you start looking at it, you go, "That's really cheap." Is that luxury hotel in
it's
Birmingham?
because of where it is.
And then when you get there, you go, "Oh yeah,
that's why.
that's why."
Because
It could be the same for Bradford or for any other city.
yeah.
Not just picking on Birmingham here.
anyway, that's not a holiday place.
Yep.
But ultimately, it's one of those where I think you can tell instantly if you covered the badge up and that and stuck us. I mean, we've been doing this 10 years. I like to think we can sum a car up pretty quickly. You can tell instantly the ride and the handling of a car.
Oh, within.
If it's of a BMW level, we'll call it, or Mercedes, that European, been developed for decades, really good engineering. The suspension's been fettled. It's genuinely good, isn't it? Only people who enjoy their cars will kind of really understand what we're talking about. But you can tell when you're in a BMW doing 150 on the Autobahn that you're in a BMW. And whereas if you get one of these brands we're talking about doing a similar thing, it's just nowhere near.
It feels dangerous.
Well, the IM6 had a ton of power.
Unnecessary power.
Yeah, over 700 brake horsepower in a large, heavy SUV, where the brakes were just
pathetic.
brakes.
Yeah. There was a couple of points where I braked and I wasn't particularly going that fast, and I was genuinely shocked just with how little response there was from the
because
brake
there's
pedal.
such instant response on the accelerator pedal.
Oh yeah, you expect the sort of grabbiness.
Need both,
You do.
And the suspension as well. That was really leany and wallowy. It's 2.5 ton SUV.
I mean, the thing is that got me thinking though. I wonder if is it just the fact that they're set up more for the Eastern market, whereas BMW and Mercedes have been designing cars for the European market for 100 years with Mercedes. They know their market, they know what they like. The Chinese are going, well, do we just give them something that we think they like? But you think they must have done R&D?
Well, or you just hire a few people that used to work for these other companies in Europe.
Well, the thing is though, Hyundai did that and did a really good job of that.
Oh yeah, they got the
Mr. M.
Chris, was it? I can't remember his name, but basically, yeah, he was responsible for the M division.
Yeah, BMW.
Like the really good ones years ago.
And then look what he did with Hyundai. He did the i20N, the i30N, the Ioniq 5N.
And now the Ioniq 6N has been born from what is left now, I think. But ultimately,
they bought that in.
He said, no, it has to be a manual gearbox. No, we have to do this on the suspension. No. So effectively, we're not compromising on not so much cost, but this is what it has to be fun.
Yeah. Limited slip diff.
Yeah.
We have to have one.
And that carried across. They are very well received from anybody that's owned them and the journalists. It's just the only issue they have are badges.
You find people that buy like an i30N will keep them.
Yeah, because there's not many of that type around anymore.
No, you don't see people changing hands with them. I see the same people driving the same cars year after year.
That's the perfect analogy, really, because Kia Hyundai Group for me,
started terribly.
Yeah, 10 years ago is where a lot of the Chinese brands are now.
Yeah.
They haven't quite figured it out. They haven't quite got there. And let's face it, 10
Playing
years
around
ago.
with parts, weren't they, to start with?
Yeah. And even 10 years ago, even if we just stick with EVs, there was nothing coming out of China that was imported here anyway. And now look what they're doing.
They're trying to, they're basically going, we've got loads of stuff here that you might like.
And they're getting better and better to the point where in another, I'd say 10 years' time, BMW must be crapping themselves.
Yeah, I would say so. It's just, I think with some of it, like if we go back to the budget luxury stuff, it is just, sometimes it's the materials.
Yeah,
it's like, just that, isn't it? You could blindfold me, put me in the car, take the badges out, and I go,
this isn't an expensive car.
I think this is a Chinese interior.
Well, for example, I think it's a sheet, like a spreadsheet sort of problem, because they'll go, right, what do we need, guys? We're making a brand new premium car for the European market, but on a budget, because in China, obviously, well, the IM6 I think is like 20 odd grand in China, and it's 40 odd here.
The price,
And there's a lot of reasons for that, chiefly being like import duties, taxes, all that sort of stuff. It's not the manufacturer, is it really?
They're not pocketing twice.
No. And then there's a distributor, of course, who has to take his cut. So there's many reasons, but ultimately, that is a car that sells for 20 odd grand elsewhere, equivalent, for 40 odd here.
Yeah.
Whereas in Germany, you've got a 35 grand car sold for 40 grand here.
Yeah.
It's much closer to what you're paying for, and that's part of the problem. And the other one is they go, right, spreadsheets. Right, we need leather. Okay, so they just go get leather, whereas Audi would probably say, right, let's go for at least the middle ground leather.
Yeah.
And maybe as an optional, the top end leather.
Well, I think sometimes it almost feels like a part's been special sometimes.
Yeah. Leather's
it's like
not just
we've got leather seats. All right, we've got some in stock. Well, we'll just use those ones. We'll put them in.
Yeah, but there's so many different grades of everything from suspension to leather
to pleather,
to pleather, to
plastics.
The stuff that it's made
mouldings.
out of. You know, it's like Tesla. That we're sat in a Tesla right now, and this is what I would call mid pleather.
Yeah.
So there's different grades, and I always think that the cheaper brands, not just Chinese ones, to be clear, put in the minimum requirement. It's like a modern house.
Well, the Insta. Yeah. The interior on that was minimal and cheap, but expected.
Because it was a cheap car.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're not going to even try and put cheap leather in here. We'll just give you a good cloth.
Yeah. Well, why not?
But that's the thing. If you
I enjoyed touching that cloth.
You enjoy touching too many things. But ultimately, I think that you can't just get away with putting something in that's expected. It has to be a certain grade.
It does, yeah.
And I often think it's like, what's the minimum we can get away with in the cheap, in a budget premium brand? Like a brand new house that's built is the smallest you can get away with calling something a bedroom.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's a bedroom, but it's not what I call a premium house.
It's one of them where you get the bed in, and you go, oh, brilliant, I've got a bit of room to walk around, and you go, got no furniture in it.
Yeah.
And you put your furniture in, and you go, oh, I can't get in the bed.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. They always do that, or they always put one of those, what is it, like 1.5 size beddings that looks like a double
4 foot bed.
Yeah. But that's the thing, isn't it? It's what can we get away with mentality, because they're stuck to a budget.
Yeah.
Now, that might be because a Chinese brand that said we can genuinely match BMW for their interior, but no one would buy a £60,000 brand new to the market brand, whether it's from China or not.
When you can buy a BMW or a Mercedes
and maybe that's part of the problem.
Well, Polestar's a funny one, isn't it? We'll come to that later. Because that is Chinese manufactured.
And owned.
Yeah.
I don't know
designed.
Well, let's stick with Polestar for a second. I don't know where it starts and ends, because it's Geely.
Yeah.
Which means that the new Geely's coming out now. They've launched in the UK. Are they just Polestars rebrand? That may be a good bag.
Yeah.
But is it like was it Saab owned at the end by, was it GM?
Yeah.
But it was a Saab, as in they did what they wanted to with
because they kept getting told off by GM, didn't they? Because GM would give them a sat nav and Saab would just go, we're going to design one up from the
No, it's not good enough, we're doing this. So it's like 75% in a different car. Is that Polestar where they've got free reign, but they have to use certain parts bins? Or is it
is the Polestar still not designed in Europe? And then
I think it will.
A bit like the iPhone, designed in California.
Yes.
Made in China.
And I don't have any problem with that, because most stuff, including BMWs, including Audis and others, are manufactured in China. There's nothing wrong with manufacturing in other countries.
I think the thing is, you could probably safely say that there's very little in terms of electronics that haven't got something in it that has come from China.
Well, yeah. I mean, we get a lot in the comments, don't we? I won't buy anything from China because of the regime, and I can't argue with that. But ultimately, most of what's in your house probably
has some input
parts from China. Yeah. So you couldn't really live if you cut it out of your life. And it's again, it's easy to say something when it's harder to do. So we're leaving politics out of this discussion. It's a different thing entirely. Because
we just do cars.
Yeah, and let's face it, there's some people saying, "Oh, we should ban everything American because of Trump." can't argue with it. And Musk. But again, we get too political. That's for a different podcast.
That's a different podcast. yeah.
But no, I think that's the problem. You can't have a premium Chinese brand until it's earned that. So therefore, they have to go for the budget end to get people to go into it.
Yeah, going back to the Koreans again with Genesis.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, if you are going for that no compromise luxury, is you need to stick to your guns. You need to go for the no compromise luxury and look at small numbers to start with.
Yeah, control them. Let's face it, you have to lose money for a long time to then get a reputation.
Exactly. It's for reputation, it's for sponsoring of sports and stuff like that.
Yeah, they did a lot of golf tournaments.
Which
Genesis.
probably, who their market is.
Yep.
I would say their market's probably what, dentists and architects.
Essentially. So, they're not quite there yet, are they, for me, as in the Chinese brands, in terms of the quality.
But what I will say is, look
close.
at what they first came on the market originally. And then look what we've got to now. I mean, it's a massive jump, isn't it, in such a short time? And a lot of it is just like, it's just a matter of sourcing the right materials and getting into that European mindset of what we expect at what price.
Yeah.
I'll just say, well, yeah, it's luxury. It's it's a budget luxury brand, but it's a third cheaper than the next competitive from Europe.
But then that in itself is a bit. How can you have budget premium?
Well,
but
you've
just
got
to, haven't you?
I think the thing is sometimes, I mean, when we had the IM6, one of my neighbours came to look at it, and he'd just seen it online. I've seen pictures of this, it looks really nice. And the other sitting it, he goes,
it wasn't not quite what we thought it was.
It looks a lot better in the picture.
Pictures, yes. Yeah. And again, that's that. It comes with leather, tick. It comes with this, tick. But then when you get into it's like buying a cheap meal or a cheap, cake or something like that. Yeah, if you get a donut from Greg's, it's cheap and it's all right. If you get a donut from like a proper bakery, it's a different level entirely.
Yes, completely, yeah.
And it's that sort of thing, as we said before. You're just not getting that level of development yet. They haven't learned from it being out in the wild and going, actually, people, like this new MGS5 that we're getting, people complained with the MG4 that all the heater controls were in the touchscreen. This has got buttons now.
Well,
so they're learning, as other manufacturers do as well. Not just Chinese.
Yeah, it's everybody, isn't it? Look at Volkswagen with the haptic feedback.
Well, yeah.
And they put buttons back in.
Try something else and it didn't work. But that's the thing. A lot of these manufacturers like Volkswagen and the German stuff and whatnot, they've had decades to learn from mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
The Chinese brands haven't had that yet at all in Europe, so therefore...
It's new to them.
It is new to them, and sometimes they'll...
They need to get us. We'd happily give us a car, we'll charge a reasonable amount.
And do a Homer car.
Well, sometimes it's like you get a Homer car, isn't it, with some of the stuff.
Yeah. But no, it's one of those where I think, again, in 10 years, it'll be only the badge that separates the BMW from some of the other new brands. Because technically, they're probably going to be on par by then.
Yeah.
They're not going to be doing the M series, are they? Or the 911 that's been evolutionary for decades.
Oh, no.
And a lot of people...
I don't think they've got that, have they?
No, they don't have any heritage.
No, this is true.
And that's the thing, isn't it? How many people buy an M car because it's an M car?
M car.
Without even caring what the car's like.
Well, do you know what, though? Is whatever M car you're going to get, it's going to be good.
Yes.
Even if it was considered the least good of the range, it's still going to be very, very good.
Well, it's like the new M5. It's getting a lot of stick.
Hybrid.
It's getting a lot of stick in it for its weight.
But I saw Chris Harris review it. And he's like, I can't argue with its performance and its handling.
Yep. And that's
they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing because you've got... Knowledge is a big, big thing.
The weight of that and just how it darts around.
And how it feels.
Yeah.
And if we go to different things, if you've got someone who's worked 20, 30 years in an industry or a team, that's a massive advantage. Look at, was it Adrian Newey with F1? And he did I think it's Newey, the guy that did the F1 Red Bull car that dominated for a few years and now works for, I think, Aston Martin or someone. Basically, the general consensus was that he was the guy that led the development of a car that dominated for a few years. Yeah. And therefore, his knowledge or maybe his leadership, whatever it is...
He's got the ingredients and spark.
So imagine that in developing a car.
Yeah.
If he worked for a new brand, they're going to be 5 years ahead of someone that's just trying to do it and fumble the way through.
Well, you get to hear about stories, don't you, about the developers and designers of cars and just how many have worked for different brands. And once you know who's designed what car, you go, oh yeah, I can see.
I can follow it
can
around.
follow
Yeah.
that.
So no, it's for me now. I would pigeon these the new Chinese brands that we're talking about as closer to Ford and Ford and Vauxhall than anyone else.
I think we hit the nail on the head earlier when we said it was like when Kia first came to the country.
Yeah, where they were just a budget brand.
They were,
reliable. Good warranty.
I think the warranty more than anything. They were reasonably reliable, weren't they? I don't think they're anything like they are now.
And then 20 years later, they haven't got there yet, but they're starting to get a really good reputation for reliability, solid, practical, selling tons.
Yeah.
The Kia Niro.
Well, you get inside them. I mean, is there a bad one that we've reviewed?
In EV world, no. In terms of who it's aimed at, anyway.
No. I don't think we ever went to the Hyundai driving day.
Oh yeah.
I didn't drive a bad car there. Even the FEVs and the family cars are like, I can see the point.
If you need a FEV or you want a FEV or you need a big SUV, for who it's aimed at, this is really good.
Yeah. Pricing was there.
Yep. I guess some manufacturers are content with just being like mainstream.
Yeah.
And this is one thing I'm annoyed with Skoda.
Yeah.
They were basically, I think, at the perfect price position, at the perfect expectation level. So we're going back to like relaunch of Skoda, of course.
Yeah.
Like the early 2000s,
yeah.
late 2000s. I got a 2008 Octavia VRS. And it was, I think, near peak, maybe the one after that.
I had a Mark 1 VRS. I think you're going to choose a colour with that.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that the newer cars are better than those. They are. But look at the price jump.
Yeah.
They're trying to be another Volkswagen.
They
Premium. They're trying to elevate the brand. There's nothing wrong with being in that mainstream position.
The trouble for me is when Skoda went from having a handful of options to fully customisable, and you can spend £10,000 on options just getting it to where you want it.
How much is a brand new VRS Octavia now?
I would not want to say. I bet
40s, 50s?
I bet it's 40s, isn't it?
I bet it's more. And you think
it's going to be Golf GTI territory. I'd just get a Golf GTI.
Well, yeah, because even though it might be better,
bigger, more,
Yeah, it's a Skoda
it's not
versus
a
a
Golf
Volkswagen.
GTI,
What
is
is wrong with them? And manufacturers do this a lot, don't they? They pick, an entry, and then they try and go, let's try and make ourselves better in people's eyes. Let's try and become premium almost. Let's expand the range so we can offer an executive. The Skoda Superb, the very first one, it gave you loads of luxury, but at a premium price. And they weren't pretending to be anything else, were they?
Well, you could tell, couldn't you? You got in. It was nice, but it was. Should we say minimal luxury? So you didn't get extra bells and whistles, but what was in there was really nice.
And it was solid and it was reliable, and they had the backing of the Volkswagen Group, which helps. But what's wrong with just being Asda? Why try and be Marks and Spencer's?
Yeah.
I
think Aldi worked by starting just by putting like the pallets full of food on the shop floor, and people picked them up from there rather than stacking the shelf.
I worked at Netto.
Wow! If anyone,
for a year.
How many people remember Netto?
Well,
did Asda buy them in the end? I think it was bought out, wasn't it, by a major supermarket?
So. But essentially, all we did is take the pallets off, and my job, apart from emptying the bloody wagons and that, I got quite buff of that. When you're taking a full pallet's worth of 3-litre bottles of Coke that were 15p each, it was like a workout every weekend. So this is when we were at school, obviously. And what we had to do is just take the plastic off and then put the... so imagine you're doing beans.
Yeah.
So I got a knife and went, put a thing, take the plastic off and put it on the shelf. So the cardboard with lots of beans on it. And then you just kept them stacking. So all we were doing is removing the plastic sheathing, really.
Yeah.
But again, people went in there and didn't care that it didn't look as...
Like Sainsbury's or...
Yeah. Because it was just a warehouse, really, wasn't it?
Like cash and carry.
But it was really cheap. I mean, we're going back a bit in time, granted, probably to, the year 1998 when I was working there. So prices are different now, obviously. But I could buy, because I did this, just for giggles sometimes, an entire loaf of bread for 15p. Oh. An entire pack of ham. Basically, I could make a sandwich for me for like £1.10
Yeah.
with multiple ingredients, but have enough left over
do that for-
for about
yeah.
another 30 sandwiches.
Yeah.
Because you were getting a loaf of bread for 15p. I remember seeing it. I can picture it in my head now. And that people liked it because there was no pretentiousness. They're not expecting anything other than what you're getting.
I think that's it, isn't it? I think the thing is, if you have that experience with Netto or Aldi, and it is more expensive than Marks and Spencer's food,
Yeah.
or something like that,
Or as.
yeah, it's like people are going to go, well, hang on a minute.
Or it doesn't even have to be that. If it was like a bit cheaper than Marks and Spencer's, you say, you know what, I'm just going to go to Marks and Spencer's.
Exactly. Yeah.
For that little extra, it's worth it. It's value, isn't it? And at the moment, a lot of Chinese manufacturers, brand new anyway,
There's just
the
not that
value's not
value.
quite there.
No, I don't think so.
MG is, because they're at the bottom end.
Well, MG know the market.
We're on about premium budget.
I think MG know their market.
Well, this MGS5, and again, I don't think we're giving anything away. The top spec version of that with the long-range battery, the Trophy, we've found brand new, not pre-registered, for 22 grand, and it's a family-size car with a 60
So
odd
that or an
kilowatt.
Insta. I mean, they're completely different cars, aren't they? But
Yeah.
look at the value you're getting.
22 grand.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. So it doesn't really matter if that has some flaws, because look at the price.
I mean, the thing is, for me, that's going to have to drive terribly.
There's going to have to be a fatal flaw, essentially.
Yeah.
Whereas the IM6 starting shop around price at 44 grand for the long range,
It's,
I'm like, hang on, that's 4 grand more.
get two MGs.
Yeah, and look what you can get for just under 4. 8 grand more than a Renault
And
Scenic.
people go, it's got a 100 kilowatt battery. Think of the range.
Yeah,
well,
yeah. Battery size is material, isn't it?
It's what you do with it.
Range. Yep. It's like other things.
Battery size is immaterial. It's what you do with it that counts.
That sounds familiar to something I hear a lot,
Yeah.
or say a lot.
Yeah.
But no, it's a matter of time. But right now, today, 2025, 26, the Chinese manufacturers should, for me, either be budget or low volume premium.
But it needs to be premium. People need to get in it and go, ooh.
However, people like your JQs and the BYDs at the higher end version, like the BYD Seals, that, relatively speaking, is very good sales. So what do we know?
Well, I think it's probably very good sales. 'Cause I think people are either getting that at a huge discount
Company
or
cars.
company car.
And it's the spec sheet.
Do you know what I'd love to know? This is not going to work for the medium of radio. Just what I don't have a company car scheme at my work, but what is on your company car scheme? Because I've talked to a couple of
can do
people. And, can you now?
I've got it's salary sacrifice website.
Yeah.
That you put your wage in, and it basically says this is how much you will lose off your wage. So we'll have to have a look on that.
So I wonder if it is just a lot of BYDs and a lot of.
No, it's everything.
Is it everything?
Look,
Right.
Polestar 4, 520 odd quid I can get over 3 years at 10,000 miles per annum.
I mean, that just seems
And that's
like
the
an
long range.
absolute bargain to me.
I think that's
It's a lot of money,
a
but
particular
for what you get.
offer at the moment. But yeah, in fact, there's someone that I occasionally sit next to who's literally ordered that.
Well, why wouldn't you?
And do you know why he's ordered that?
Why?
Over, because I said, why don't you just buy this, or even a used Polestar 4 that's not 60, 70 grand, that's like 40. Basically the value's in the used market. And he went, well, I have a rather large student loan. When I say large, I've got the wrong word. And when I say large, we're talking, I don't think you'll mind saying this because no one knows what we're talking about, 60 odd grand.
60 grand, wow.
And that basically means that when he earns over a certain amount, they start paying, obviously, that.
Yep.
So if he gets a salary sacrifice scheme, that means he gets a car, but he doesn't pay his loan back. So he's like, that's why he's doing it, because it comes off his wage.
Pre.
So he's saving having to pay a loan back.
It's not Jimmy Carr, is it?
But it's like, well, that's not a bad idea. So, there are other options, but 520 odd quid. We need to do a podcast on salary sacrifice schemes. We'll have to get the prices and we'll talk about that. But there are Chinese manufacturers on there, absolutely. But at the moment, the only ones, and we had this with the BYD Seal, didn't we? Oh, it's really cheap to lease compared to like a Tesla and something like that, and other competitors.
But not compared to some others.
But only because they're lowballing it.
Yeah.
They're willing to lose money to gain entry into the market. That tells me one thing: you are getting a car
that isn't worth that amount.
That's a budget car. That's a budget car. You know, but it's pretending to be a bit more premium.
What's that thing that you saying it was in China that sells for 22?
It was something like that. If you do the exchange rate thing, which I know is not a great way of doing it.
If it's sold over here for low 30s, is it frozen?
My screen wash looks like it's frozen in this. Although I haven't topped this up yet, so it could be just pure water.
It could be.
Sorry, guys, we are driving.
We could stop and get some water to pour over it.
We could do.
There's a co-op.
We'll worry about that later.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, if that's sold in the UK, low 30s, 30 to 32, 33.
Well, that's what we said with the BYD.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
It's not as good as some of the competitors that are around that are more expensive, around the 40,000 mark, but it's a lot less, and you are getting this extra and this extra that they don't offer.
Well, that was my problem with the BYD Seal. They're charging more than a Tesla, let's say, just because it's a common manufacturer. Charging more than the Tesla, and it's not as good.
It did have a 3.7 sticker on the back, though. This obsession of getting to 60 very quickly.
That's the thing, isn't it? You look at the spec sheet, I think, which is what you do on a company car, and then you go, but it's 3.7 seconds to 60. It's got a massive battery. It's got, the infotainment system does this, a multi-speaker, premium audio.
Do you know what I think it is? People look at an electric car like they're buying a laptop.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not a sum of the components, is it?
Yeah, but you've got Celeron. Yeah, no, but look, it's 2.6 gig.
Yeah,
but it's a Celeron. But it's 2.6 gig. In fact, no, I'll go for this one. This is a 3 gig one. Yeah. But you know what? Just buy it.
Just buy what you want.
I don't care. Yeah, that's not a bad analogy, really, is it? It's computer stuff. It's not all about the clock speed. It's not all about the numbers.
You wouldn't buy a petrol engine car based purely on the size of the engine, because that's completely irrelevant nowadays.
Well, yeah.
A 4-litre engine doesn't mean to have more power than a 2-litre engine with a turbo on it, or...
Well, yeah, if you go and drive a car in America with a 4-litre or a 5-litre V8 or something, and you think, it's got less power than my 2-litre turbo.
Exactly. Doesn't sound...
No.
It sounds better. But...
So they're basically... The what do we call them? Budget premium brands, from not just Chinese now. They're effectively a spec sheet.
Yeah,
that's why they're going for the 750 brake horsepower, because it's a talking point, doesn't it? I guess it does get them on reviews.
I wonder how many people nowadays test drive a car before buying it as well, if it's a company car. Is there that opportunity?
I bet there's less
than there used to be.
Well, with company cars, I bet a lot of people just go, and I've had this a lot from the loads of people I've spoken. Oh, there's a guy at work. He watches you. He's getting a company car. He's got the choice between.
I don't know.
The i4 and the Polestar 2. That was one I had recently.
What a decision! They're both good.
Yeah, and basically, to be honest, whatever he prefers, because like you said, they're both good.
Yeah.
Well, he likes the Polestar.
We'll get the Polestar.
He's made his decision then already.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to know is there anything really wrong with the Polestar?
With either of them.
Before I go for the other one. So no, again, they'll get there, but at the moment, I'm sorry, you can tell. I know there's a lot of people that on the BYD Seal comment section, clearly who own the car,
one,
who are like, oh no, what do you mean it's overpriced?
Well,
it's not overpriced.
I think the thing is, people want to justify why they have one, don't they?
And this is just our opinion. We're not saying we're right. But
well, if you like yours, then what does our opinion matter?
It doesn't matter.
No. It's just two guys talking about a car.
Yep. But then
disagree with us.
I would like to think, as we proved on that video that I think a lot of people skipped anyway, you could buy a pre-registered one for 13 grand less, which is way beyond typical depreciation or pre-registered reduction. That is a £35,000 car being sold for 48.
Yeah.
That tells me everything I need to know. The cheapest Model 3 I found was 30 grand. And instead of 40.
Yeah.
But that was 17,000 miles and 9 months old.
So that had been used.
It wasn't pre-registered.
No, that was
it was used.
Car, yeah.
And that was still on a 10 grand drop instead of 13, 14.
Yeah. So it just goes to show,
So the overpriced thing I don't mind, because like you say, if you lease, who cares? That was another common one. But you're not paying luxury car tax because of that list price.
Yeah, yep.
That's 450, 25 quid a year.
I think, again, It bugs me in units, doesn't it? They could have brought that in at 39,995.
Or even we said in the video, didn't we? Take a few things off.
Yeah.
Make a rear-wheel drive only version and take a few specs off to get under 40 grand.
I mean, it seems to have worked for other manufacturers.
Well, it's quite obvious why there is a standard range Model 3 for 39,999 or whatever.
I can't think of one. Oh yeah, because it's under the.
Because it saves you nearly 2.5 grand over 5 years. That's a lot.
It is, yeah. No matter how you massage that in, whether that's into your lease deal or you're paying that yourself, because it's a privately owned vehicle.
It's about 35 quid a month, I think, or something like that. 35, 40 quid a month.
And being from Yorkshire, that's quite a lot, isn't it?
Well, when we're looking at the tax of cars now, it's gone from 0 to 190 quid. Add another 420 odd onto that. All of a sudden, you're paying 600 odd quid for a BYD.
How much
car.
are you paying for your 3.2 litre TT a year?
380. Yeah, for a 3.2 old, 20-year-old car.
I mean, that puts it into perspective, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I do have a bit of a beef with cars that are over 40 grand when clearly they're not or they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And I don't mind some of the range, just like one version. So the IM5 is just under 40 grand.
Yeah.
The IM6, starts at 40, 45, 46. So they've done that to separate the IM5 from the 6.
Yeah.
But that just makes the 6 that much more expensive.
It does in reality, doesn't it?
Compared to the entry-level IM5.
Hidden costs.
And the IM5 comes with a smaller battery version to get it under that price bracket.
Yeah.
But the IM6 doesn't. Bigger only.
I guess the thing is, if the IM6 had a smaller battery, could you actually drive anywhere?
Well, because it's such appalling
the performance one, yeah.
The inefficiency. Well, that's what I mean. Again, they're concentrating on the spec sheet, on the headlines.
Yeah. Headline figures.
750 brake horsepower, guys. Wow. We're not telling you that it does 220 miles from a 100 kilowatt hour battery, because that's all you're thinking about now. That's all you're seeing. 750 brake horsepower.
Massive there, in red.
And it is impressive.
Yeah.
Charging speed, 390 odd kilowatt.
Yeah. That's impressive.
It's very impressive. It's the fastest in the world.
Yep.
But
miles per kilowatt hour?
Yeah, exactly. Now, that's good, but it's easy to have a fast motor in an EV. And it's easy to have... And in fact, no, I will say, Chinese manufacturers have good battery technology.
They generally do, yeah.
So, but use that. Make it efficient. Make BMWs look ridiculously inefficient. And then you're beating them at something.
I think what they tend to go for is the Swiss Army knife. And we all know a Swiss Army knife is all right, but it's better to have a separate tool for each thing.
It is.
So, for me, if they concentrated on just 2 items, economy and luxury, or something like that, or performance and luxury, it seems to want to concentrate on everything, but never nail down anything really well.
Well, let's use that 750. I know we're talking about the IM6 because we've just done it, so it's in his head.
That's going back to the 80.
So 750 brake horsepower, and let's compare that against an equivalent BMW, which would be more expensive, but in terms of it's got more power than BMW iX1 or wherever it might be, some of the big SUV. Yeah, but the BMW will be quicker.
Yeah, off the line.
It's just that's got a bigger number.
Yeah, it means nothing in the whole grand scheme of things, does it?
If they could say, we're getting 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour out of our car, and BMW get 2.4, then I'm like, oh, okay, there's got some engineering behind that. It's so easy to do the power, and that's it. It's
everything else.
It's a shortcut.
It is, yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. It's a shortcut to make things look impressive. It's a Vauxhall Insignia VXR.
Yeah.
It couldn't put the power down. It was just bonkers. It was ridiculous. It spun its wheels all the time. One trick pony.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
MG4X power.
The nauseator.
Yeah. That's quick in a straight line only.
The thing for me, what they missed on that is, fair enough, they got it in really cheap, but why not do a performance pack at $5,000 that gives you diffs, coilovers or something like that, proper racing seats, Brembos.
Which is what Hyundai did with the N-Range.
Yeah, so you're going, oh, well, it costs it's quite a bit more, but my God, does it drive.
Well, can you imagine? We had a lot of the car wow type drag races with the MG4, didn't we?
Yeah.
Against like a Lamborghini or something silly like that. And it's like, wow, that's quite cool. Imagine if it could do that round the track and keep up with like a Porsche Boxster S.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then all of a sudden you
It's
would
impressive.
get the enthusiasts involved going, ooh, I might have a go in
But
that.
it'll just go quick in a straight line, and that's it.
And that sums up a premium budget manufacturer.
Yeah.
Whether it's for luxury cars, fast cars, or whatever, the seats are not as nice as a premium seat. They're just, it's a cheap gaming chair. Do you know when
Yeah.
you go on Amazon and you see 50 chairs, gaming chairs with speakers in the
Built-in, yeah,
headrest,
subwoofer.
with
USB charging ports on it.
a name you've never heard of.
Yep.
And you think, all right, they look like a comfortable chair, but you sit in them and you can tell instantly.
Yeah, you
that
nearly go through it.
Yeah, that
There's no-
it's bad and it's not ergonomically designed.
Yeah.
And that, again, it's the same thing. It's development and ultimately cost. You have to pay for knowledge for decades of development. So, again,
The car that sums it up, just thinking of seats, was the MG, what was it, the Roadster, the Cyberster.
oh, the Cyberster.
When you sat so high up that you're permanently getting like your hair blown, even in the lowest setting.
And it was, and I'm not tall, and yet I'm touching the bloody roof when the roof was
You
up.
can't just-
I was nearly touching the roof, wasn't I?
And again, that's just the seat. You could change the seat and you'd probably be all right in that.
They're the little things out there that'll have gone, we haven't got a lot of headroom here. Oh, well, you know,
That's just that.
We've built it now. Whereas, you know, like you get a manufacturer like Lexus who go, after years of development, it's not good enough, scrap it.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. Now, granted, you have to make the numbers add up.
Well,
So not everyone can
need
do
the
that.
investment, don't you?
But I just stick with your strengths. I think that's the problem, isn't it? You're good at making something cheap, so make me something cheap. And then when you get developed to the point of
Get a brand.
on par with someone else,
Yeah.
we will elevate the brand for you because we'll drive it and go, this is really good and
Well,
it's cheap.
Is it a bit like respect in that it's earned, not given?
Essentially, yeah. And we're talking actual respect here, not like respect.
Yeah, respect in it, cuzzy. Like that.
That was a
That's how
great impression
that's how
of...
the youths speak, isn't it?
Well, to be fair, that's how they used to speak when we were at school.
Yeah, I don't know what they speak like now. I can't-
That was Vanilla Rice.
Yeah, what do they speak like that? They say words that I don't understand, like peng,
Blood.
and they use the numbers 6 and 7 for something.
Basically, the words we used when we were at school, which weren't far from that, were much better than the words that...
We could use the number 69, right, and all of us giggle.
Yep.
Right, they use 6 and 7 now, and that's the same sort of giggleness.
What?
I don't. It's a thing, yeah.
6 and 7?
Yep.
You have to explain that to me. I missed
I
that
don't really understand it either. But you say 6 and 7 to, your child in secondary school, and they're laughing. I think it's a naughty number now.
one. Really?
Yeah.
Hang on, a 6 and a 7?
Don't picture it like people. I don't think. Or maybe do. I don't know.
I don't... why change something that was already perfect? 69, dudes!
Exactly.
Ah, no. Let me know if you get that reference in the comment section.
You
by
must
the
have
way.
kids.
That's a podcast in itself, innit?
Kid talk.
Phrases that don't make any sense anymore.
Yep.
And why today's generation is rubbish.
Exactly.
And
Yeah. Our
it's-
generation was by far the best.
Peaked in the 80s and 90s, I'm sorry.
Best music.
Absolutely. We haven't said that before at all either.
No.
So,
Not showing his age.
where are we at anyway? On time?
We are at 45.
I think that's a good time to reel it in. So, for those that are watching this on the YouTube Driving Home channel, obviously it's easy for you to comment. Do you agree with what we've said? Basically, give us your opinions on whether you think that you can have budget premium.
Is that a thing? Should it be a thing?
It's like a stereo from Curry's that's got 250 watts RMS.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get it home and you put it next to like a Bose
Yeah.
or something like
And
that.
you go,
Or-
yes.
Again, spec sheet doesn't mean premium, does it?
No, it was by Goodman's, wasn't it? Or,
Alba.
Yeah, Tandy's own brand.
Tandy. So, yeah, do you agree with what I just said? Have you got one of these cars and you thought it was going to be better than it is in terms of the details now? Or have you said, look, I've got it and it's
I don't
brilliant.
mind it. I guess the thing is, it may split people into two. If you've bought it yourself with your own money,
you're not going to
Or
easily admit.
Is it a company car? If it's a company car, it's going to go back. Who cares?
I've got another theory as well, which I genuinely believe fits. If you're driving petrol cars and then you go for a company car comes up and you've got, let's say you got an Octavia, and a company car comes up and you get into a BYD seal.
For the first time in an EV.
For the fact it's an EV with the refinement and the quietness that you get with it and the instant torque. And the fact that it's easy to make it really fast in a straight line. You go from let's say an Octavia to a BYD seal.
Oh, you're going to think it's day and night.
It's going to be the best car you've ever driven or owned or whatever. Whereas when you've driven all of the EVs, that's when you suddenly go, actually, there's a big difference between this and this and this. So I think if it's your first EV,
I think you're going to probably really like it.
You're going to love it regardless.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a way into the market for a lot of the BYDs and so forth.
Is your first electric car?
Well, people tend to have a bit of loyalty with the car that they really like.
Especially if they have a good experience with it.
Exactly. Yeah. So if they go, this is brilliant compared to anything I've owned previously, because I've never owned a insert other brand here, EV, then and I think that's a big part of it as well. If it's your first, you will like it. But then if I stick you in a BMW i4, especially if you're vaguely into your cars, you'll then go, all right, I can see the difference.
Yeah, I think you're right. Definitely right.
So anyway,
right.
let us know if you're on Spotify. Apparently, you can make comments on Spotify and podcasts now.
How do we get them? We'd have to log into Spotify.
You can see it if you go onto like the comment section of a podcast. I've never done it myself, but
we'd have to go back and look at that on Spotify.
Yeah, the best way of doing it is going onto the Driving Home YouTube channel and putting a comment in there, because I'm genuinely curious to know who's listening to this on what. Yeah. Is it on YouTube? Is it on Spotify? Is it on Apple Podcasts? Do you listen to it or do you watch it?
Can people watch this?
Well, yeah. And from what I understand, I've spoken to a couple of people that said they just kind of put it on, so they're listening to it, but but the video's there.
Right, yeah.
And let's face it, how many podcasts now do people watch on YouTube?
True. Yeah.
I do.
Yep.
Like if someone's getting interviewed. Then
your missus comes in and why are you watching these two guys on the TV for?
Yeah, they're just talking.
What are they doing? Not doing.
Why are you not listening to that?
Yeah.
So we really need to know, because we are putting some effort into this now. So we want to know where the strengths are and the weaknesses and so forth. So thanks for listening, watching, whatever you've done, and we'll see you soon, I guess.
You will. See you later.
Oh, not sponsored by Michelin either.
No.
Not sponsored by Michelin.
Oh, the word.
Oh God, we nearly forgotten, aren't we? Yeah, what food is this? No, wait a minute, that's the wrong one.
No.
So yes, for those that are unfamiliar who are new to Driving Home, Harry always ends a podcast with the final word or words, no more than two. And this week's podcast, the final words are
mince pies.